Having been recently hurt and having heard, you ask, when you tread on the image I have, can we not record the hurt? Can we get rid of this image? How can this be done? Having been recently hurt and having heard you saying, when you tread on the image you have created for yourself, about yourself, can we not record the hurt? Can we get rid of the image? How can this be done? Shall we go into it deeply together? I hope the questioner is here. One generally puts the question and goes away. Because one hasn't the time, the energy, the interest, but only the sense of being hurt. We are hurt from childhood. Right? It's a fact. The scolding of the parents, the constant do this, don't do that, must be like this and must not be like that, the constant reproach that hurts the child. And in schools, the constant comparison. Through examinations. In college, universities, the process goes on all the time. And as you get a little older, you are hurt by your wife or your husband. You are afraid of the public opinion. You are hurt by a gesture, by a look, by a word. And you carry this hurt throughout life. And the questioner asks, how am I to be free of the hurt? Maybe recent or long, deeply established. Are you interested in this question? Huh? Do you know, sir? Are you hurt? Or you're totally unaware of it? What is being hurt when you say, I am hurt? Not physically, but psychologically, inwardly. When you say, I am hurt by what you said, by not being invited to lunch, by not having a good position, and so on. What is it that is hurt? Come on, sir, we are investigators, don't go to sleep. It's too early in the morning. What is it that is hurt? Is it you that's hurt? What is the you? Please think together, work together. What is the you who is hurt? You have an image about yourself, that you are a Hindu, Brahman, non-Brahman, you have an image about yourself. You're very clever or dull, competing with somebody. You're a clever lawyer. You follow, you've got certain image, certain picture about yourself. Right? That's obvious, isn't it? If I have a picture about myself, that I'm rather a great man, that I'm very well known, that I'm a great something or other, somebody comes along and says, you're a bit of an ass, you're rather silly, I naturally get hurt because I think I'm a big person. You come and say, don't be silly, don't be an idiot. I get hurt. What is the thing that gets hurt? Is it my picture about myself? The image that I have built about myself? That I'm very clever, that I can do this or that, that I have a large audience, and somebody comes along, your audience is an old, gaga, dead audience. You ought to consider a bigger audience. I get hurt. You understand? This is the normal process that goes on in life. Rather unnatural process that goes on in life. So we are asking, what is it that gets hurt? The picture, the image, the concept I have about myself, which we all have. Therefore it gets trodden upon. Somebody puts a pin into it. Somebody calls it by a name, and you get, that image gets hurt. That image is you. Then you say, I'm hurt. Right? Is this clear? Then the questioner says, how am I to be free of the image? Right? How am I not to record the hurt? How am I to be free so that there can be no hurt whatsoever? The consequences of being hurt are that I build a wall around myself, right? Because I don't want to be hurt more. So I build a wall, building a wall around myself makes me more isolated, right? And the consequences of that isolation is I have actually no relationship at all with another. I may have a physical, sensuous response or intimacy with another, but actually I have no relationship. So when I am hurt, I build a wall around myself, which creates more fear, makes me a little more vulnerable, and so I keep that hurt for the rest of my life. This is what's happening. So what shall we do? Why do we create image about ourselves? I'm a PhD. I'm the president of some idiotic company. I'm a high bureaucrat. Or I'm the Archbishop of something or other. See how society is built on this principle. I do not know if you are aware of it yourself. And as long as you have that image, somebody is going to put a pin into it. So the question is not only how to be free of the image, but also is it possible not to record? You understand? The brain is recording that crow, the noise of the crow, recording various things in life, all the time recording. I don't know if this is the function of the brain. If you don't record, you are not able to continue in action. You understand? So there must be recording going on, that we record in order to be secure. The recording is to learn a language, right? So that I can communicate. The recording is to become a lawyer, a surgeon, a politician. There is this constant process of recording. In that process, there is a sense of security, which is in becoming something one feels secure, right? I wonder if you're following all this. It's your life. Please follow all this. So the brain is trained through millennia to record. And when you call another an idiot or a foolish person, it's recorded. So that's one of the problems. Is it possible not to record? Only record what is necessary and not to record anything else. I wonder if you follow all this. So the question is, when you are not invited to a luncheon where important people are, you get hurt. And not to record the invitation and not being invited there. You follow? Not to record it. Is that possible? You understand my question? It is possible only when you have no image about yourself. Is that possible? Living in this world, which is very competitive, ruthless, totally indifferent what happens to another, merciless, to live in this world, go to the office, a good lawyer, a good surgeon, etc., not to have an image about oneself. Is that possible? If you have an image, you're going to be hurt. If you have an image, somebody is going to smash it. You have an image that you're a religious person. And somebody says, are you really, or just a lot of words? You follow? So is it possible not to have an image and live in this world? It is possible. Completely possible. Which means you are nobody. To live in this world and be nobody, except to be a good lawyer, to be a good engineer. You understand? That's our livelihood. To be excellent teacher, excellent in efficiency of any kind. There you need the capacity, not an image. To be efficient doesn't mean that you have an image, but psychologically, inwardly, not to have a single shadow of image. Then nobody can hurt you. There is no hurt. Right? This concept that you must become something. That is, in the world, you are a clerk, then you become a manager, you become executive, you become the top boss. An apprentice carpenter, then spend several years, and then you could become a master carpenter. You are the priest, then you become the top priest, then you become the higher priest, then you become God knows what else. So this is the process that's going on. That same process is moved to the psychological world, that you must become something, reach heaven. You understand? That ultimately you will attain God knows what. So the same processes move to the psychological world, right? The becoming. So as long as you're becoming something, you're going to be hurt. Right? Now, you've heard all this. You logically, reasonably, sanely put before you. You have exercised your mind, your brain in looking at it, in considering it. Now, will you drop your image? That's all. If you don't, you're going to be hurt, And being hurt, you're going to be isolated. And in isolation there is greater fear. And in isolation there is no love. So it's up to you.